Okay, good evening, everyone. We are group 28. Yeah. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about the common findings that we found in the lesson plan implementation. Okay. Now, so let's start with discussions. Lady Estefania, please.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Estefania Quintero, and today I'm going to talk about my reflection. And pedag- this pedagogical practice was valuable experience that helped me connect theory with real classroom situations. My main challenge was the lack of the motivation and participation among students in English classes. To address this, I implement activities based on UCL principles and use digital tools such as quizzes, word wall, and visual slides to make a lesson more engaging. Throughout these strategies, I noticed that students become more interested and confident when participating games like the imposter. Help them remember vocabulary and use English in a fun way. I also learned that small changes, like giving choices or using visual, can significantly improve motivation and inclusion. This experience allowed me to grow as a teacher by understanding that inclusion means giving every every student the opportunity to learn and express themselves. I realized that teaching English goes beyond grammar. It is about creating meaningful experience that motivate students to communicate and enjoy learning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Libet Peña. Today I want to share some reflection on my experience applying my lesson plan with the eighth grade student at the Colegio Adventista de Cúcuta. Well, this lesson, I effectively address the pronunciation goals established in my plan and focus on the correct stress of words ending in ology and X. These sequences of activity, these help students recognize and phonology, call faster and practice them in a meaningful way. During the first activity, students underline this stress syllable or different scope subjects, which help the visually that identify to correct the pronunciation. The second activity, the challenge encourage an active participation. Students complete the words by the pronunciations and stressing the correctly. All true, some of them were a bit unsure. At the beginning they show and then show and enthusiasm and willingness to participate. In the last activity, our perfect class schedule, students created individually weekly using at least 5 subjects within a studied suffix X. Later, some of them the presentation they choose orally, choosing understanding of the vocabulary and pronunciation rules. Even though fluency is still a challenge for some, they show progress, a confidence, and motivation. Overall, this is implementation show that the student learn best through guided, dynamic, and meaningful practice. It also highlights that the patient visual support and constant and encouragement are essential to improve the pronunciation and speaking skills. Okay. Thank you so much for your attention.
Okay, hi. My name is Carla. Yeah, this is suppose I want to share my experience and the results of the class we are studying, experience different various attitudes and difficulties in the learning process. The object of the session was to strengthen here communicate skill, especially writing expression and understand the correct use of the basic English structure. Our during the observation, the participation, and the factor negative impact the class. Beyond I would here the main difficulties. One low class participation, most students will little interest in participation or another writing, some standing sheet with other preferential rates still. Number one is frequent grammar errors. Students were observed to have difficulty writing sentence correct, making mistakes in verbal conjugation and structure. These moments are limited grasp of basic language rules. To writing difficulties, so the student structure to writing complete tense and manicures tense were short or poorly structured. Refill limited writing, practice, and lack of understanding of the grammatic structure. So the same verbs or were respect in various tense indicate limited vocabulary. This is resting expression of the ideas and result in very simple and repetitive writing. So several students were observed and by participation for the build correct America's MIG. This insecurity present the front practice improves before. The class is studied in which or directing materials which contribute to lots student interest and participation. These difficult and maybe but to factor is look at conscious language practice, especially in writing, so striking on monitors, teaching strategies, limited sport and English understood the classroom, look a conflict for the making skill and low motivation, and limited station requests. Thank you so much.
Okay. Um, the findings show that the most students understood the main idea of the quantifiers, like such, much, many of you. During this lesson, the participate activity on the showing the different interesting, especially when the code gives examples related to their daily lives or the different objects in the classroom. The use of visuals, examples, and short reading activities helped they understand the difference between countables and uncountables nouns more easily. And the students feel better following clear instructions and repeating the examples together. The group, the different activities that the reading practices were very helpful for them the recognized quantifiers in the contest. However, some students still had trouble choosing between much or many and sometimes confused as meaning. They also found it difficult to make full sentence in English and needed to translate the word or ask for meaning during the activities. This shows that the vocabulary is still a weak point that needs more attention in the future classes. Even with these difficulties, students show that a very positive attitude. They were motivated to participate, ask questions, and help each other during the exercise. Their teamwork and to later made the class dynamic and enjoyable. Their that's more related, which help they feel more confident to speak or practice English without fear of making mistakes. Overall, the result that showed that the students made progress understanding quantifiers and their use. However, they still need to keep practicing speaking and vocabulary to more interactive and fun activities like games or role plays that let them use English in the real life situations that will help them become more confident and better flew a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for all. Okay. My name is Haider. My educational institution is Colegio Once de Noviembre, located in the urban area on the main road of the municipality of Los Patios. Yeah. These lessons effectively address the diverse needs identified in my initial assessment, yeah, which reveal a group with varying vocabulary levels and shared difficulty forming simple and complete sentence. Yeah. The multisensory approach combining a dynamic video, a hands-on card something activity, and total physical response. Yeah, gestures ensure that students with different learning preference, for example, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, yeah, could access the core content on food, drinks, and activity. Yeah, the you can sentence structures provide clear and manageable grammatical scaffolding, which was crucial is in building students' confidence. I observed a high level of participation and interest throughout the lessons. Yeah, students were particularly motivated during the collaborative poster design. Yeah, the opportunity to choose the festival theme and take on specific roles. For example, designer, writer, presenter gave them autonomy and personally engaged them in the task, creating a dynamic and productive classroom environment that you can watch the video. Yeah. Uh, on the other hand, the teaching materials, especially the creative presentation and vocabulary guide, proved highly effective in supporting diverse learning styles by providing consistent visual reference and reducing cognitive load during the creative practice phase. Yeah, a significant challenge arose during the group work as some teams struggle to transition from vocabulary to complete sentence in their presentations. Yeah, to address this, um, I approach them, provide sentence starting examples, and offer personalized models. Yeah, which help them overcome this difficulty. The final presentations clearly demonstrate the connections between my research objective, promoting authentic language use in a low anxiety environment, and the observed outcomes. Yeah. Finally, the students successfully use the target language to describe their festivals. Okay, that is all. Thank you for your attention. Did you want to say something? Hmm. Well, okay. Uh, that is all for today. Okay. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.